friends, it's your boy Banner, and welcome to another episode of Try Bonsai. My friends, the rain has been upsetting the work, slowing down the process quite a lot because rain has been falling quite heavily, quite frequently. But this afternoon, it was falling all day, so I can't do any reporting, although I have things that I want to report. This afternoon, what I'm going to do, I'm not going to interfere with the soil because it's soaking wet. I am going to prune this Premna root over rock back into some kind of shape and possibly take some material as cuttings to potentially start new trees. So with that said, and moving quite quickly, because it is already 5 o'clock in the afternoon here in Trinidad and Tobago. It is the 17th of August. Woo-wee. Speed too bad. So, what I'm going to do, as I said, I am going to prune this back. So, with that said, let me just go. So, giving you a much closer view of this piece of material. Now, I got this initially from my friend Errol, and this has been a project that I've been working on for a couple of years. And I'll have to try to learn how to do that, attach the link in the video for this, where it initially started. And it has been coming along quite nicely. And to allow for it to continue gaining vigor, I tried one of the techniques that I saw from, I think it's the Philippines or whatever the case is, where they put the smaller pot into a bigger pot and allow for the roots to grow into the bigger pot, allowing the plant to gain a bit more vigor. And it has been working quite well. But this is an overall look at it. And the roots have gripped the rock quite well, and they are going quite nicely. And as you could see, coming up, there are a lot of long branches going all over the place. And one of the reasons why I want to do a prune back, I have a bit of work to do where this pruning back is concerned. Apart from moving all of the massive branches, I want to create something like an apex. I don't really have an apex to talk about. So I need to create something of an apex somewhere about. So let's see if we could do that as quickly as possible before the mosquitoes start to deal with my legs. So you had an initial view, a startup view, and you know the usual are going to move with a bit of speed. And what I'm also doing, I'm using the directional pruning technique where this is concerned. Now, if I need to add wire, the wire would be to aid in creating an apex. Hopefully I don't need to. So first things first, what I want to do is to remove these massive branches, and I need to look at where I want to take them from. This is quite large, so I'm taking this all the way back. Massive cut. Nice material. So that is one. This is also a very, very thick branch. So I'm going to remove this entirely. So those are two very massive branches coming off of what is that trying to say? Those are two massive branches that I removed off of a branch, basically. Right? And there's another massive one here. I'm going to take it back to this point. Where is there? This is another massive branch here. So those are 5 massive branches that I would have taken off. Here is another branch, and I'm removing these so that I could get a better view on what is happening. I didn't take this one straight back. Maybe I should. So what I'm going to do now, in the interest of time, I'm going to go around the tree, cutting back, removing items that I don't want, and then we're going to do a bit more of a detailed prune back. Yeah? So there we go. So my friends, as I am coming around pruning, what I'm doing, one of the things that you need to observe is how your tree grows, and how this particular species grows is that it gives you leaves on equally on the branch. So one leaf on one side, one leaf on the other side. And as a result of which, when you prune back, you get two branches coming out from the same spot. And what happens when that happens is that it pulls a lot of vigor into that branch, allowing for that branch to thicken up quite a lot. So what I'm doing is I'm going around pruning back and picking which branch I'm going to remove, if it's on the left side or the right side. So this is a very long branch, as you can see here. But if you look at it, if I move this leaf, you're going to see there's a branch under here and a branch on top in the same space. And what is going to happen is that is going to pull a lot of vigor into this branch, allowing for these to thicken up. And that is why the first 5 branches that I took off thickened up so much. Now, I have to make a decision. So I'm going to prune this back first. And I'm going to prune this back here. And what I want to do is to look at which one do I want to keep that will work with the design that I'm working with. So I believe the top one will do it. So I'm going to take off the bottom branch, leaving this top branch here. And this will come out this way. What I'm also doing is going further back on the branch itself and removing any items that may be unnecessary. So as I raise up the branch here, you're seeing where I have equal spacing on either side. So I'm going to remove this guy. I'm also going to remove this guy because there's a lot coming out here. And this guy further back. And let's leave that for now. Now under here, you have this dead stub that I'm going to take off and this that I'm going to remove, clearing up this a bit. Now, you have another branch coming out here that is going to interfere with this branch right next to it. So I'm going to remove that, opening up the space a bit. And that is what you want to do. That is what I'm doing. Opening up the spaces, allowing for sunlight to touch each and every single branch, allowing for good growth. So going around, removing accordingly. Prune back first, and then do a more detailed prune on each branch. So my friends are bringing it in closer just to see something. I have something of a very big decision to make here. There's a trunk line coming up here. It bifurcates, comes here, goes across here, then it goes up here. Because of the thick branch that grew, this, my friends, this branch, or this part of the trunk line, if you look at it in comparison to this, it is massive. Look at it in comparison to this, it is quite big. So the decision that I have to make, should I remove it? And I'm thinking, yeah, sometimes you have to make some big sacrifices, some big decisions, some massive choices. all for the benefit of the tree in the future. So according to my friend Nigel Saunders, big cut coming up. Yep. It looks better without it. It looks a lot better without it. So I'm making one or two final cuts, and that is it for this tree here. All right, my friends. So I made a few massive cuts. I removed quite a number of branches from this tree, operating almost as a reset on the material. I just want to clean this up just a tad. Now, if I come wrong on this side, you're going to see where I have the trunk line coming up here. This is thick. This is thick. Do I remove it? Then I'll have... Do I need to reduce the vigor on this? I don't think I need to reduce the vigor right now. I think once I manage the growth, I should be able to maintain these branches, having them look a bit more on the realistic side. But as you can see, what I've done, I've basically reset the tree. Basically. Hoo-wee. This wasn't the original plan. It never ever starts out as the original plan. But as you go along and you start to notice things, you tend to notice things that are not in spaces where they need to be. And you notice items that need to be removed. So I've pruned back 2 items facing out, leaving behind. Should I leave this? No. So I left behind items that I believe will work well for the future of this tree. And I'm still cutting. Anyways, my friends, let me bring you in closer for a look at it, and let me come out of this bleak weather and get inside. So these are all the branches that I took off. Quite a number of branches. I made some pretty big cuts, but this is the tree. And what is a better front for the tree? This is a decent front, you know. It goes that way, the trunk goes that way, but it comes back at you. And here, my friends, going around this nice root of a rock. It's growing quite well. The roots are thickening up quite nicely. And they are quite stable now on the rock and getting better as the time passes. And what I did today is almost like a reset on the tree so that I could get better growth out of it in the future. And this is all part of the thing. So let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know what you think in the comments. Um, the usual: like, subscribe, share, 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 share. If you know somebody that will benefit from the work that I'm doing, share it with them. I'm going to leave you with a few photos from one of the workshops that we did at Greenbed. And as I said before, like, subscribe, like those likes. Help subscribe if you haven't. Comment those. I love reading those comments and responding to the comments. Share with people who you know might be interested. Hey, my friends, it's your boy Banner, and today, myself, me, and my partner, Andel, we are here at Greenbed and we are going to conduct Greenbed's first bonsai workshop. So before I do that, let me introduce you to the owner of Greenbed.
Good day all. We hope to see you all in the future, if not today. And remember, you're always welcome to all the community here. Greenbed supports bonsai, we support education, and we support what Andal and Bana are doing. Real nice guys. So let me show you what we look like.
So my friends, this is the setup. And this setup has been created to encourage and inspire folks to get into bonsai. So they're going to be working on some plants, some younger trees, but just giving you a little look at the setup. So as you can see, each packet contains soil, tray to collect, and you have in this packet there is some nice items along with something little to munch on while you work. And we have a little display happening while we are at it. So as we go along during the course of the day, my friends, you will get to see a lot more. And this, well, look out, this is going to be a fantastic day. So stay tuned.